tens of thousands are homeless.
Communication after Katrina was extremely important, and I think it woke America up to the way in which technology interacted with very complex social and political issues.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer.
If you think back at the history of HIV/AIDS in the United States, this is a story that clearly depended on public understanding and scientific advances working in concert.
I saw something pretty dramatic happen back in the mid-70s when the idea came forth that the chemical propellants in aerosol spray cans could eventually attack the global ozone layer worldwide, a significant part of nature around the whole planet.
Communication has always enabled us to understand ourselves, who we've been, who we are, and who we are becoming. In a world increasingly crowded by information, good communication is a precious resource.
There's never been a time in history when science, and technology, and medicine are collectively so important to determining our future. And we therefore must do a better job of helping the public understand what we do, why we do it, and why it is important to them personally as well as to our whole society.
Since its inception, the National Academies has served as America's preeminent independent advisor on science and technology matters. These matters have become increasingly complex and increasingly important to convey. The Keck Futures Initiative was established in part to recognize and encourage effective science, technology, and medicine communication in all media.
I wanted to make it clear how difficult and not always successful cloning was. It was an attempt to bring some reality to what I thought was getting a little overhyped.
We have brought in to address the Academy at its annual meeting the book award winner, and that has become extraordinarily popular.
If you need to understand how science is done, you need to know about individual scientists, both men and women, what kind of problems and challenges they had to deal with, the questions of science going wrong, error in science, dead ends in science. All that is part of the biography of science.
I was the first to win in the online category. The online world is made for science communication. It's been used by researchers for so many years, and so it was only a matter of time before folks in the media caught up to it.
The kind of reporting that's done on the internet and online still has a kind of Wild West quality of it. So you want organizations like the Academy stepping out and saying, let's start to set some standards here and let's start to move the bar up.
NAKFI was created to encourage interdisciplinary research and break down barriers by harnessing the brightest minds from diverse backgrounds to contemplate today's real-world challenges. The program reflects the life and legacy of William M. Keck.
Their founder was a risk-taking man who tried new things and who wasn't afraid to take a chance in the interest of achieving something really big.
The NAKFI Communication Awards recognize both scientists and journalists who embody that spirit. A spirit reflected even in the selection committee's collaborative process.
This is only my third year on the committee, and my second year as chair. This committee, not only do we have scientists, but we also have people that are extraordinarily accomplished as science writers.
And to discuss things that we think are good, and then hear scientists who say, oh, I don't think this is so good, or to hear what your peers are saying about some piece of work that you liked a lot, and they raise questions to it, and you go, oh, I didn't realize that. It's a very entertaining process for us.
When we sit down together, we start arguing out all these different nuances.
If everything else is equal. Once you get together in the room, very interesting collaborative things happen, and the result turns out not the way you expect.
Or I'll come in thinking, I know who's going to win. And as we talk it through, you can see us starting to say, no, here's a better decision.
I didn't catch that, and I think that's a really, really compelling point. And what it means is that the criteria that the committee comes up with is just a little bit different. The viewpoint of the committee is a little different. The science writers in particular are able to evaluate how well these candidates, these nominees, do in terms of actually reaching out to the public.
So it pushes you to a higher level of, is this not just, as I would do, is this exceptional storytelling, but is this exceptional science that's being conveyed? And so I listen for that in a way I think that I wouldn't have if we weren't such a mix.
The awards reinforce the importance of making the stories of science and technology compelling to the public.
What good is it if you discover something if you can't share that discovery with others?
Science is our lives. It's the world around us. It's the way we relate to each other. It's what we eat and drink and breathe.
In science, you're looking into something that nobody's seen before. It's just the best adventure of humanity. We owe it to ourselves to learn about this stuff.